Hi everyone, Shed here. So today I'm going to discuss why I play Battleborn because a lot of people have been asking me why do I play Battleborn. People have come onto my stream saying, oh wow, this is Overwatch. It sure has degraded from its quality and stuff like that. My favorite is this. Battleborn is $60 and you could just buy Overwatch for 40 and it's better. There's some pretty sound logic right there. But technically, you could, hypothetically, get Battleborn for cheaper. You go to like Green Man Gaming, or I believe it was like PC Key site or something. They do offer it from like 25 to 30% off. And of course, with Steam, there will be like the summer sale coming up, and then the winter sales, and a whole bunch of sales. I'm sure Battleborn will receive a discount that way. But if you think about it for Overwatch, you have to mostly buy it directly through a major retailer or through Battle.net itself. And I mean, I think maybe you could get cheaper on Amazon, I believe, because there's that whole pre-order thing where you get like 20% off. But I digress. So the main point I wanted to bring up is that Battleborn reminds me of Deande. And if you don't remember, about 2 years ago, Deande closed because EA are dickheads, and apparently they're doing the same thing with Gigantic. Well, they aren't like giving up on Gigantic, they just changed publishers, basically, which is quite honestly the same thing, but whatever. So I really want to talk about how I see Dawn-Gate within Battleborn. The first thing I want to point out is the lore. Dawn-Gate was lore driven, and Battleborn does have its own lore. For the most part, you have to unlock the lore for various characters, but there is a narrative that you can play through the story mode, either single player or co-op with friends. I've done mostly co-op, but single players have been trying to do just strictly to get more missions done. But the basic premise is there's the last star in the universe, and there's like 5 planets or factions that are trying to protect it from Rendang, this vampire person who just wants darkness. So yeah, they're trying to protect it, and I'm quite questioning, and someone just messaged me on my phone. I apologize. But yeah. So, Rendang is a vampire, and you destroy the last star, for factions. They're trying to protect it. And it has this witty sort of humor. Now, I guess I wouldn't say witty. It's more pop culture references and teenage humor, not like some potty muffin. Yes, there is some potty humor. I hate Atticus so much because of that. But there is some wittiness to it, I guess. Most of the time, it's just pop culture references, like Isaac quotes Shakespeare and various philosophers and writers. And I believe Benedict is this whole Southern Army man that quotes a bunch of types of stuff like that. And then there's Toby, who is the small guy who swears a lot. Fun stuff. But I really want to point out like something, because like one character that reminds me of Dawn-Gate the most is Orendi, who is a rogue spellcaster sort of character. She reminds me of Zerdy and Nina from Dawn-Gate, because she has this wacky personality where she like speaks to herself sometimes in the third person, which reminds me of Zerdy with her sadistic sense of humor, just going on a murderous blood spree. And then Nina has this high, I wanted to call it tsundere, but she has this high nobility status. And even though Orendi does not have it, it just seems like she is snotty in some sense, at least to me. But yeah. And then the other character I would say reminds me of Dawn-Gate was Deande, but that's the person I main, and she does not play anything like Ashabel, or Ashabel. But so the lore and characters are one thing that points me in that direction, but also how it innovates the MOBA genre. So Dawn-Gate tried to innovate the MOBA genre by using this 2-lane map, and they also had it where, technically before they had it where you can respawn the turrets, but they removed that because it didn't seem quite fitting for that. It made games much more longer. If you've seen some of my Deande videos, you would know how long those games were. But they did try to do that, and then they made the bots, like, or the final thing to win the game was a boss, and you had to fight, and had chorus around it, that affected its abilities. So like, if you destroyed one core, it could have been for its fire attacks that spreads out from around it to attack people. So it could have been, you could have destroyed that, and that would negate its ability for that. But then it could still like throw like fireballs or throw health packs for the team. And the other thing they did was have no mana! Yay! That was one thing I really enjoyed. Except the only thing they had that was different was that most of the time it was a lot of high cooldowns. There was a bunch of ways to lower it. And Battleborn does that a lot, in my opinion, because first off, the map of Incursion that is very MOBA-like, or I guess I say the stereotypical MOBA-like genre. It's mostly the single lane map. Cause like it does have varying paths that go outward to go for certain other objectives, but most of the time it's just going straight to this one little path on the side, which is called basically the mid lane, but there are other paths that go around it that people can use for ganking from behind or something, or going to get objectives like shards or the Thrall mercenaries. But they had that, and then they also have the sentries, which are basically your turrets, I guess, in a sense. Well, they're your turrets in your winning objective, like in Nexus and League of Legends. They can attack you. They have shields that can regenerate. They can't regenerate health exactly. They do have shields that can regenerate the health. Less than that, at least. But it's a very objective-based game. And the thing I see with it is that, like, Battleborn and Deande are trying to change the... how do I say it? How to say this? They're trying to change the formula, I guess, of the MOBA genre. Because every time people just say, oh, 3 lanes, you can go top, middle, or bot, or solo, or bot, whatever. Or solo duo, just like Smite and stuff. So we do have that. But I really enjoy that there are games that are trying to look at the MOBA genre and try to figure out what ticks and what works. And I think Deande and Battleborn are doing very good stuff for that. And there's also other game modes you can play that aren't strictly for the MOBA people. A lot of people won't probably play it for the MOBA aspect. A lot of people have been trying to play it because they think it's a team deathmatch FPS like Overwatch or TF2, when it's not. There are objectives. It's a heavily objective-based game. There is Meltdown, which is like Arena and Smite, except it's like backwards in a sense, where you lose points. I thought they were called like fans or something. You lose fans in Smite. Instead, you try to get the minions to the other side, and you rack up points instead to 500. Same exact formula, with minions varying point differences. And then capture mode is you try to hold the point. Is probably the most FPS aspect or FPS mode of the game. But yeah, so I just really wanted to discuss why I play Battleborn, because of these two reasons. Because of the lore and characters relating to Deande and the trying to change the MOBA genre. Because a lot of people are sticking to this whole 1, 2, 3 lane thing with the jungle in between. And I like how Deande and Battleborn are trying to change that and create their own ways of making a game fun. But yeah, so I just wanted to get this over quickly to explain my reasoning. I'm sorry if I rambled on. But yeah, so thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye. Nika nika ni.